download and watch it live on SPOTVNOW app.
Let's remind ourselves of how the Formula E qualifying format works. So all 22 drivers will be split into two groups, Groups A and B, with the 4 fastest drivers from each group progressing themselves into the duels. From there, it's head-to-head action as the fastest drivers from Group A face off against the fastest drivers from Group B.
Over the line, it's not enough. He's down in 6th place, and let's just see who's it going to be next that's going to make it across the line. We shall see if anybody else can do it. It's not looking like anything's happening. Cassidy? No.
John-Eric is safe.
Oh,
that'll be a relief after he missed the braking there into turn 7.
So it is Jake Dennis and Da Costa in 2nd place, Oliver Roland in 3rd, and Jean-Eric Verne, who has made it into 4th place. And we will see those 4 going into the duels, but the others, Cassidy, Boemi, and Degrassi, Bird, and the rest, they will not be going into the next stage. Barnard, who was quickest after that initial run, he's been pushed down to 2nd, but you're now seeing everybody up to pace. They did an out lap just to build it all up, and then a slow lap, and now they're going quickly. And yeah, here you go, Pascal Wehrlein goes fastest, a 1:11.7.
And he's just eclipsed the lap time from Group A by a fraction of a second.
At this stage, although he's back onto another good lap, Dan Tickton, we could still see some changes here of who's going to get into the duels. Max Günther's on a decent pace as well. We are going to see some changes. Günther does go 3rd. He's up into the top 4. Max Günther for DS Penske has got it up there. He'll be very, very happy as mode, but he is losing out. And Jake Dennis is on a fantastic run here into the last corner. It looks as though, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, well, he's still pushing. He does take it easily. Look at that, half a second gap.
Yeah, into the 1:09 there for Jake. That was really impressive. And he looked great in that final sector. The tyres really holding on well for him.
But let's see if Eda Motara with the Mahindra, and the Mahindra, which had a tough year last year, but the powertrain of that Mahindra being updated really does seem to be coming together, but we're giving them a lot more competitiveness than we'd seen before.
Yeah, they were really struggling the last couple of years, but in the hands of Eda Motara, it seemed like they've got some good potential.
But right now, it does look as though Max Günther is going to be in good shape here. Let's see how it goes. It's over the line. It's into the 1:10.1. And catching in the background, but some 3/10 away. Eda Motara, I'm not really sure. I don't think he's going to make it. No, across the line, the gap is still 3/10 of a second. So DS Penske have got a car going into the next stage, into the semi-finals, but Mahindra didn't quite make it. Both races to take his title for the first time in Formula E, having been a regular Formula E competitor. And Nominato with Nissan, and we've seen already one of the Nissans going through. Is the other one going to make it as well?
He's ahead.
Roland, he's ahead, so you think he might do? Okay, well, and he is... but Wehrlein is making up ground, so he's sliding a little bit through the last corner. Goes over the line, 10.1. Wehrlein's going to be very close. Which one of these two is going to go through to the semi-final? Is it going to be the reigning champion who makes it? Yes, it is. It is Pascal Wehrlein who does it. He is into the semi-finals and continuing the sort of form we saw from him last year. You want to get through now from the semi-finals into the final and fight for that pole position, which he has had, of course, here in the past. So we shall see how this goes. In the semi-finals, we have Oliver Roland against Jake Dennis, the 2 British drivers, and then we've got Max Günther up against Pascal Wehrlein. He heads down the start-finish straight down towards turn 1, where we have seen braking can be tricky, easy to go into this a little too deep, but he sorts that pretty nicely. You can see the bumpiness as they head down into the corner, but he's kept it reasonably tidy early on the 4-wheel drive power. Remember, on 4-wheel drive now, because we're into the semi-finals, they have got maximum horsepower and the front drive being used for the first time. It's getting closer, but it's still 2/10 of a gap potentially at this stage. Ollie Roland into the last corner. Don't hit the wall on the outside, but get as close as you can. He does that, comes across the line. It's a 1:09.905. The next semi-final car just coming out, but let's see. Dennis is catching up, as you said. Jake Dennis is getting much, much closer. Oh, he's lost a little bit through that section. It's all counts on the last corner. Can he just sneak ahead? Okay, oh 0.001. So it means that Ollie Roland has done it, but it's just 0.001 of a second that Jake Dennis missed out. We've seen that actually in battles this close before in the battle for pole, but that is remarkably close.
On one side, Oliver was very good, and Jake was then not perfect. So 2/10 were left on the table, and yeah, he came back throughout the lap, but it was, as we saw, just not enough. Be interesting to know how many meters 1/1000 of a second are. Is probably nothing, not even one.
Well, let's see what the battle is now in the second semi-final. Maximilian Günther, who you're looking at now with the DS Penske Formula E car, and Max Günther, who has taken a couple of pole positions in his career.
Got a good car underneath him in this lap. Max struggling a little bit. You can see him sliding around there as he comes into the final two corners. A little bit too much speed. Will he get it together in the last corner?
Oh, I don't think so, because it's still losing out. He nearly touches the wall on the outside. Across the line he comes to 1:10.3. But Pascal Wehrlein's on target here to go into the battle for pole position, as he has done on many occasions. Let's see whether he gets it right out of the last corner. I think he's going to do this straightforward. Yes, he does. He does a 1:9.859. Pascal Wehrlein, the reigning champion, is back into the battle for pole position once again. That would be tricky, wouldn't it? If they both do exactly the same time. We shall see what happens. So the predictors are saying it's going to be Pascal Wehrlein, but Ollie Roland has shown great pace throughout the course of free practice and now the qualifying sessions as well. The reigning champion, as opposed to number 94, which was his standard racing number, but he's in a wonderful position, and that new purple livery on the Porsche really is quite distinctive. Are they going to have the sort of pace that we have seen already? And it's the run down to this first corner, not now, but when they're on their flying lap, that always matters, Andre. Yeah, Nissan, and it's really wonderful to see how this goes, because Nissan have improved things enormously throughout last year, and now they're in a very good position obviously this year. Here we go then, the start of the final flying lap for the battle for pole position in the season opener in Sao Paulo. It is Oliver Roland who is first down towards turn one, and well, what did you think of that, Andre?
Well, it looked like he was going to miss the corner, but he did a beautiful drift into the apex. It looked like almost like go-kart days.
And who's going to get it? Pascal Wehrlein, only 0.016 now. It's gone the other way slightly. Oliver Roland is looking quicker. He's just over halfway around the lap, coming through turns 7 and 8. Two 90-degree right-handers back onto full throttle, four-wheel drive, right out to the wall and trying to make it work.
The machine, the guy's not leaving anything on the table. Like, he's really getting so close to the walls, arriving, drifting into the corners, really squeezing out everything, and it looks like he's probably going to take pole position. Let's wait for Pascal.
Cross the line, let's see, he's done a 109.95, but Wehrlein's very close as well, over the line. He's coming towards it. He will see very close, because he's gone faster already into that final sector. 0.084, now it's down to 0.041. We don't know who's going to take pole position. Checkered flag is out, and it's Wehrlein who's done it. Wehrlein takes pole position, a 109.851, snatching it from Oliver Roland through that final section. Great stuff.
Download and watch it live on SPOTVNOW app.